Good evening, everybody. I know it's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. And I finally had some time. As you all know, healthcare is crazy, and so I have been trying to do the best I can with the crazy. But whatever the case, I have decided to actually do something completely different than what I've done in my past videos. I would like to make a cooking video for you. And I haven't done this before, so if you like it, by all means, let me know in the comments, and I will continue doing these. But I just wanted to give it a try, see what you thought. And this is actually one of my favorite, I don't want to say just snack recipes, but sometimes I actually do this for dinner. So it's very, very quick, very simple, and very healthy. And I'm sure you've all done it before, but we all have our own twists on things, so I just wanted to kind of share my twist on this classic. And what we're going to do today is tuna lettuce wraps. So I have here, some general tuna. This is just straight out of the can. It's not ahi, it's not anything fancy. We're just going to go ahead and flake this tuna into here. Now, when I say flake, I literally mean flake it in, because I don't care for tuna that's been mashed up in this really weird texture. When I eat it, I really do like it to be flaky. And so I'm just gonna, kind of flake it apart a little bit like that. And then I don't want to use the fork too much to break it up, just a little bit, like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like that. I do leave a tad bit of liquid in there. I don't like tuna to be super, super dry. As it breaks down, and as you have to incorporate other things into it, naturally it breaks down. And so it just keeps absorbing the liquid, and it gets drier and drier the more you handle it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it good for now. And we'll go ahead and put that away. And so, as you can see, it's just kind of lightly flaked. I haven't torn it apart or anything like that. I kind of like some of the larger chunks, just kind of chunky. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, and also I use rubber scrapers because the more you use a fork, the more it tears down the meat. And so at some point I stop using the fork, which is at this point, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch to a rubber scraper. And that way, when I'm incorporating ingredients, it maintains the structure of the larger flakes. Okay, that's enough about flakes. So, also in my salad, I like a crunchiness to tuna salad and chicken salad and any kind of meat salad. I like a definitive crunch. And so I have a little bit of celery here. Now, admittedly, this celery was left over from Thanksgiving, and I'm actually going to cut out a portion of it here because the ends look a little weird, and that's all I'm going to use of that. As you can see, it's a nice celery piece. I'm not going to show you the rest. It is not nice. So we'll put that away. But this will give it a little bit of a crunch here, so I'm just going to slice this down the middle. And I like the chunks, kind of like the tuna. I like it to be a little bit large. I don't want minced celery, so. Okay, so there we have that, and we're just gonna toss that in there and into our bowl here. Believe it or not, with the celery and the tuna, it already smells good. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then also, as with any fish, you can put citrus, you can put any things that you like to go with fish. Obviously, tuna out of a can is still fish. And so any ingredients that you like, go ahead and add them. I have here some lime juice, just a little bit of citrus. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that in here. Just a splash, not too much. And that'll give it a little bit of acid. And then also, along with the crunch of the celery, I'm gonna add some crunch of onion. I love the flavor of onion with tuna fish. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop some of this up. I'm sorry, my knife is a little bit dull, so you might hear some loud noises coming out of the cutting board. I have not had time to sharpen that as well, as you can imagine. And that's a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more because it's an entire can of tuna. Okay, that should be about right. So we're going to go ahead and add that as well. Then we'll just sprinkle that in here. And again, just kind of mixing around a little bit, still breaking up a little bit of those chunks, but not in a big way. Now, again, you know, tuna is a fish. You can add whatever you want that you would normally add to any fish dish. I happen to like a little bit of heat, so I'm going to add just a tad of Sriracha. And all of you know what Sriracha is. It's pretty much in every potato chip right now, and you know, every different kind of fun food that you can buy. I'm sure everyone is familiar with it right now. So I'm just going to add just a touch of this. I don't want it hot. Really, what I put on the end of that knife is all I'm going to add. And so that'll be that. Ooh, the Sriracha is making my nose run. It already went to my nose. So I'm going to stir that around a little bit. And again, we're just kind of incorporating these flavors. The Sriracha definitely went straight to my sinuses. That smells absolutely wonderful. Now, the one thing I did forget was actually a little bit of garlic. I tend to add a little bit of garlic powder to this, and I don't know if I have any on hand. I did forget about that ingredient, but a little bit of garlic, just a touch, and it can be fresh garlic as well if you want, if you have some sitting around, but not too much. You don't want the garlic to overpower your fish. So that kind of does it for that. So now we come to obviously the important ingredient. Now we have our mayonnaise. And again, we're just going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and dip it. It's Sriracha, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and get some of this mayonnaise out of here, and we're going to put it into the bowl. And just enough to incorporate those large chunks together. That's all we're looking for. And this is looking about right. As you all know, with any kind of egg salad, tuna salad, any kind of meat salad, you want just enough mayo to kind of, you know, give you that mouthfeel that you're looking for. You don't want a mouthful of mayonnaise, but you also don't want too little. So I'm going to add just a tad more. And that's going to do it right there. Oh, and I did forget one thing. I'm going to grab a pepper grinder. I'll be right back. Now, obviously, we have added the heat with the Sriracha, and so I don't want to add a lot of heat with the black pepper. And plus, we have some heat coming out of the onion, so I'm just going to be a little bit frugal with that. And so I think what we have here is a done deal. I'm going to give it a taste test. I'm going to see if this is okay. Oh, it's perfect. 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 I'm going to break down just a tad more. I know I'm being super picky about the flakes and the texture of the flakes. I apologize for the pickiness. Perfect. All right. Okay, so now, the sriracha fell over. We're gonna take our lettuce. I have my lettuce here, it's been cleaned. And I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling the leaves off of it. We're gonna start making our wraps. And obviously you've made wraps before. You want, you want to try to peel off whole leaves if you can. Like that. And the ribs, as you know, can be very, very difficult to work with. They don't roll up very easily, so I tend to just snap those out of there. That way you can roll the way it needs to be rolled. Otherwise that rib will prevent that from happening and it'll make the entire leaf crack in half. So let me go ahead and put this lettuce head over here. And so we take our plate, and just like you would roll anything else, you're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this mixture in the middle. Now again, and I've said this earlier, I like a lot of crunch. And so my ratio of meat to lettuce leaf is actually relatively slim, because when I take that bite, I don't want a mouthful of tuna necessarily, I want a mouthful of crunch. And so I just do a little bit of the mixture. And I'll do this in a way that you can see. And then we're just gonna go ahead and tuck that in, tuck the mixture in, and just start rolling it. And there we are. And now you have a tuna sriracha lettuce wrap. So I hope you have a good night. Eat healthy, eat well. And this is just a nice little healthy, fun, quick, very easy recipe for you.